Welcome to Nerf and Turf. My name is Andrew, and on today's episode of Nerf and Turf, I'm going to be reviewing the Nerf Zombiestrike Doominator. So the Zombiestrike Doominator is a spring-powered blaster that has 4 different cylinders of 6 darts. And so, let's get into it. So what you have is a pump at the front that has an adjustable handle that you can screw out like that, and then you can put it in the side if you want to go gangster mode. Or you can just put it in the bottom, or you can not have it at all, and you can just grab the gray front mount and fire it that way. However, I generally like to have this in. The only complaint I have with the handle here is that when you pull back, for someone with a larger hand, when you pull back, you get stuck right there between the cylinders and the pump handle. And so the problem with that is it hurts. I mean, pretty simple. So whenever I'm trying to go too fast, sometimes I'm smashing my hand into the cylinders, and that just don't feel good. So, you know, that can be fixed by simply putting it on the side and going gangster mode, so it doesn't get stuck. It's pump action, so you pump, so it's primed, and now you can fire once. It's also slam fire enabled, meaning if I hold down the trigger and I pump back, when it comes forward, it fires off. And so you can fire your rounds off pretty fast that way. Now the real selling factor for the Doominator is that it's just got this very odd aesthetic. It looks like it's got a wooden stock back here, and then it's just odd. And then to tie it all together, it's got 4 rotating cylinders, each holding 6 darts. So you've got 24 dart capacity there, and that is controlled by right next to the trigger, or on the outside of the trigger guard, this little orange piece that's got 2 holes for your fingers. And so you put your fingers in there, and your finger, you know, over the trigger guard, and then when you fire, pew pew. But you can keep your fingers on the cylinder rotator, so, you know, I fired all 6 darts, and you click it, and it rotates over. It's pretty nice. That sound is just so much fun. Now the only problem I have with the cylinders is it doesn't rotate properly every time. Most of the time you can get it to rotate properly, but sometimes when you rotate it, the drum doesn't quite fit in. So you shake it and then it clicks into place. I don't know if you can hear that. Let me try it again. Hear that click afterwards? That was the cylinder actually locking into place. And so before you do that, if you try to fire it, it won't fire and you'll start skipping darts. And so that's the biggest complaint I have with the Doominator, is it's not as reliable. I'll you know, pump it and fire 6 times and look and see I only fired off 4 of the darts. And so that's a frustrating thing. But the nice benefit to the open cylinder system is that while I'm firing the 6 that are here, I can load these. So if you're playing a game style where you don't have somebody covering you, or you always want to be able to shoot somebody but you want to reload, that's the brilliance of this. That's the brilliance of drum systems, that this is a cylinder system. And so it's just very unique. That's the thing with the Zombiestrike line, that they're very unique blasters that aren't as practical, but man, they're a lot of fun. Yes, when you're in a war scenario, how good the blaster is and how effective it is very important. However, sometimes having fun is just as important. And for some people, this is the blaster that they just have fun using. I had a friend who came over the other day and played, and he used modified blasters all the time, and then he picked this up and just started laughing. And he had so much fun. He used this blaster for the rest of the day. No, it wasn't the most effective. No, it didn't have the highest rate of fire, but he was smiling. And for me, that's a huge part of Nerf. It's how much fun you can have with what you're using. And so that's why I love this blaster. That's why I use it. Yeah, just because it's just so neat to be like, boom, I fired 6 times. Oh, now I'm ready. I almost feel like I'm holding a grenade launcher. I know that's not how they actually work, but it just reminds me of it. It's really fun. This blaster has a single tack rail at the front. The other thing about this blaster is that it is a thumb hole stock, which kind of seems pointless, but at the same time it's really cool looking. So you kind of want to complain, but at the same time you're like, hey, it's neat. So whenever you're putting your hand in, your wrist gets stuck on the stock there. And so when you're trying to hold it and you're moving around, it's going to rub on your wrist. For some people, that's a major complaint. For me, that's just a very small thing I can get over. There's more things about this blaster that are detrimental that I would be more worried about. That being the pump grip hitting your hand when you try to pump, or the fact that the barrels don't always rotate correctly. The thing to point out with the drum rotation is that yes, it might not align every time, but the act of priming usually shakes the blaster and that'll get the drum in place. And so you're still gonna get that dart off. It just might go off a little differently. Alright, well, let's get on out there and shoot some Doominator. Alright, I got my Zombiestrike Doominator, so let's fling some foam. Got a pretty decent shot. Firing a single shot right now. And now it's time for the switch. I'm just going to try to fire without shaking it. Hey, it still works. Even if it didn't catch. Alright, I'm going to slam fire now. I'm going to hold down the trigger and just keep going. Alright, it actually fired off all 6 darts. That's pretty cool. Now I'm going to move the handle over to the side for the next 6. A little misfire there, but it's all good. Everything's down. Alright, and then for the last 6, I'm not going to use the handle. I'm just going to hold on to the front of the frame. Alright, well that's the Nerf Zombiestrike Doominator. As you can see, it's a lot of fun to shoot. It's just the goofiest thing of having that feeling. It's just, there you go. Just gotta pull down all the way. It's so much fun. So my final opinion of this blaster is that it's a pretty fantastic blaster. I enjoy this blaster. It brings a smile to my face. Is it the most war practical? No. But is it a blaster I can hand to almost anyone and they can operate and smile and have a good time? Yes. So that's why I love this blaster. I love simple blasters that can make you laugh. Well, get on out there and nerf your turf. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.